to today's session. Today's session is, as you can see from the title, is a very unique one. It's a combination of three powerful tools. I'm also really excited to see how one can combine. I've always been hearing of Visio, about how some people use it, especially those in the engineering space and those with planning, and never really wrapped my head around it. PowerBI, we all know, Excel, we all know, but then combining all these and then doing it for something that can be useful in your organization, something that hopefully we are all going to be taught how to leverage these tools to do something really useful. So, and going to the next slide, a word from our sponsor. So, as you know, UrBizEdge, we are the sponsor, and the good news is we are having other sponsors joining us, which is another announcement that I hope to reiterate at the end of today's session. So we have Midna Tracy. She's the queen of dashboards. She has volunteered to give one of our community members as a gift as part of what we're going to be sponsors giving to members to help them to learn and improve. Some will be physical gifts, some will be training coupons. So Midna Tracy is giving us one of our courses. If you have ever searched for dashboards in Excel, you're going to find she's based in Australia. And also for Excel, is there any other? Do we have any other sponsor has given us anything for Excel? I think it's PowerBI that is left.
Is it PowerBI?
But from us to you, we have training classes that you can plug into. Unfortunately, my colleague is showing you the one that I've passed. He has forgotten to grab the picture of the one that is coming up. All these ones are the ones that I've passed. But nonetheless, if you go to our website, UrBizEdge.com, you're going to find all our trainings that are coming up and you can be part of them. So let me go to the next slide. So the speaker for today's session is Temidayo Omoniyi. He is my colleague also at UrBizEdge, and he has a very interesting Twitter handle, Kido Jazz. You play jazz? I've never thought of you as someone who plays jazz. Do you play saxophone or are you into music? So he's a data analyst, also a BI analyst. He's got 2 years plus of experience. He's worked as a team lead for Data Science Nigeria, their AI FUTA chapter, and he's done training for over 1,000 people. He's gone into different competitions, won awards here and there, built things to help solve the COVID-19, which it seems mosquito solved for us in Nigeria because we gave us natural immunity. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't go get your immunization, otherwise you will not even be able to take a bus from Lagos to Abuja, the way things are going. But you can connect to him on LinkedIn. If you search for his name, Temidayo Omoniyi, that might be easier. But as this session is going on, we'll put the link also in the chat box so that you can be able to easily click on the link and go there. So I'm going to hand over to him right now. So Temidayo, take us away. The screen is yours. So my colleague, if I stop sharing.
Okay, thank you, Michael. So, good everyone. My name is Temidayo Omoniyi, and I'm a data analyst for UrBizEdge. So for today's topic, we're trying to integrate Visio with Power BI and Excel. That's for today's topic. So we all know, let me just give you, today I'm going to move a little bit fast. Let me just give you a brief definition of Visio. So Visio is basically a diagramming tool and a vector graphic application tool in Excel. It's actually part of the Excel family in all. So let me just give you some uses of Visio. Is basically used for floor plan. It's used for organization charts. It's used for creating graph. That's creating a process. That's more of like flowchart process. It's used for defining timeline for technical and specialized application. So I'll show you how you can download Visio in Excel. So Visio is actually a paid service in Excel, in Microsoft, sorry. It's a paid service in Microsoft. So this is just, when you come online, just go online and search for download Visio on your, either any of your search engine. So I won't really take time here because we have a lot to do today. So from here, you can see these are the different plans of Visio. We have the $5 per month, we have the $15 per month, just different plans and everything. But I won't really go deep into this. So I'll just start for today's topic. So let me open my Excel. So this is my Excel. So this is my Excel. So what I'm going to be doing 4 different processes for you. So the first thing I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you how to create a flow process with Visio. That's basically, Michael already said it, that Visio is basically using the engineering firm, is using the technical firm. My first encounter with Visio was when I worked for a Nigerian gas company, that's NGC, Nigerian Gas Corporation. So that's when I actually found them. That's when I found the use of Visio. When they were doing like all the processes, more of like controls. So they were using Visio to like design all the steps, all the flow processes and everything. And also when I worked for transmission, I saw how they used it for their single line diagrams and the rest. So today I just thought like, let me just do something with Excel, Visio, and Power BI. So some couple of days back, Michael told me to create a multi-level hierarchy system, approval system using Power Automate. So I actually created it, but it was actually a very, very long process. And I sent this to my HR because I knew she didn't really understand what I was actually doing. So I had to send this to her. But still, she didn't really grasp the idea behind it. So I'll just show you a little bit about the flow process. I will now create the entire flow on Visio itself. So this is just what I'm trying to show you today. I'm trying to create a multi-level approval system. So the first step is, that's why the MS form, that's your Microsoft form, which is here. The next step is your HR approval. Whenever you fill the form, it goes to your HR for approval, right? The next step is either your HR approves or rejects. So if your HR approves, it goes to your MD. If you reject, the form is being sent back. The form is being sent back to you. Yeah, so it's being sent back to you. Yeah. So from your MD, if your MD approves, you get a mail that's being sent here. Or if your MD rejects, you also get a mail that tells you what it has been rejected. So basically, there are different steps to this. So let me open my browser. So all these things I just explained, I'll show you in a big form. So let me say, okay. I just want to show you what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to explain now. Okay. So this, what I showed you here, this is it in the Power Automate. So there are different steps, different levels, different steps. Everything just goes down and keeps on going down and keeps on going down. So these are like this a flow process, in Power Automate. That's part of the Microsoft Power Platforms. So, but now, if I send this to my HR, she won't understand. She'll be like, what am I sending now? I'm just sending a bunch of lines and codes and everything. So what I did was that I created a Visio that makes it more easier for her to understand. So I created a flow process in Visio. So the first step now, I'll go to my Visio now. I search for my Visio for my window. I say, okay, my Visio is opened already. Okay, I just search for my Visio. So this is my Microsoft Visio, right? I click on it. You can see when you click on your Visio, the first page you come to is this. This is the home page. It shows you your different steps. You can see this is the blank, this organization chart, this basic flow chart. You can also check for more templates. You can see there are different templates. If I click here, I can see that so many templates. There's template for networking, timeline. There's template for cross-functional flow, workflow, office, networking. They're just basically different templates. They're more for electrical. I actually got to use Visio during my final year in university for my electrical design, which wasn't really it wasn't really good though, but I actually got to use it in university then. So these are the basic different steps in Visio. But now we're going back home. I want to show you how to create a flow process. That's a flow chart using Visio. For what I showed you for my Power Automate. So I'm going to create a flow process using Visio. So I can just create a blank one. Okay, this is a blank Visio. Coming on 1 minute. So what I did here, what I showed you here, I'm going to break it down in Visio. This is just a basic. This is a basic diagram, a basic flow process, but I'm going to try and break it down using Visio now. So now my first step is what? Start, right? Because of my first step is start. That's when the form is being placed. So I put my start here. Just put it here. So I'll be a little bit fast today because I have a lot of things to cover today. So the first step is my start. The next step, let me just put my document. Because I'll still draw a connection beside everything. The next step is my sub process. I'm going to explain everything I'm drawing to you. The next one is decision. Okay, so let me just say the first step is the start. This is when you fill your document in your Microsoft form. When you fill it in your Microsoft form, the thing later comes to your documents. That's the next step is your documents here. That's where your documents are put, where you all your proof of, okay, you're going for a vacation, you're doing something. So these are basically all the proofs. This other step is your sub process. So this is where most time more decision is being looked into. Oh, I want to like this is more of like more you're breaking down the data that has been submitted into more subgroup. This shape represents your decision. You can see here, this is called decision. This is where decision is either made, either being yes or no. Let me just drag it down. Let me get it a little bit bigger. Just space it more. We have a lot to do today, so I'll just be a little bit fast. So this is just the basic flow we're creating. So the next step now, let me just add another process again. Another process. So if I want to add a connector between everything. Now let me come to home. I come to my connector here. Connecting here to here. I'll still label everything though. Just give me some time. Let me just brush through. Okay. Let me explain what I've done so far now. The first step here is what? Your start. This is where your form is being filled. The second step is your document. Sorry. The second step is your document, where all your documents are being put inside. This third step is a sub-process. This is basically where you're like breaking down every step from the document. You're breaking down. It has more steps. That means this sub-process has more steps inside of it. This shape, the square, the diagonal shape, it stands for decision. It's either you approve or you disapprove. So for here now, create another connection also. The connector is coming here. It's going to come here. Let me create another process. Let me bring another process here again. Another connection is coming here again. So if what I'm going to do now, if the decision place, this is where the HR makes a decision. Is either she approves. If she approves, the flow continues going down. If she doesn't approve, a mail is sent to the person that applied for the leave or vacation that, oh, your request has been denied. So after that, go to another sub process again. I'll explain everything. I'll still break everything down for us to understand better. I'm just trying to like rush a little bit. So the next step, we have another decision. After that, again, let me just add another process here. So basically makes it work to be faster. We don't even want to waste time. After that, I'll add another process. No. I don't want connection. Let me add another process here. Just 1 minute. Okay. So let me add another process here again. And let me add the end. So I will label everything for you guys so you guys can see what I'm actually trying to achieve here. So I told you from the onset that my boss told me to create what? A multi-level approval system. That's a multi-level hierarchy system, which I did using Power Automate. So the process was actually very complex. So, but it was actually meant to be used by either my boss or the HR, because both of them have the approval rights to use it. My boss is actually a technical person, so he understood what I actually did. But my HR, she's not really a technical person, so I created a simple diagram at first, which I showed you here, that okay, this is how it basically works. But still, she wasn't really getting it. So I had to so what I tried doing, I created a more granularity. I tried to create something that can give more information this time around. So and I created a flow. This means a flow process for every situation. So let me now add connection. You see the beauty of it very soon. Okay, this is connected to this. This is connected to this. It's connected to this, and this is connected to this. Let me now start labeling it. So you guys, you see what I'm trying to achieve now. So the first step is what? So you can just double click. If you want to label, if you want to label, you just need to double click on it. I can label. You say the first one is Microsoft form, right? The form is where I put the information first. This step now is what? This one means documents. So the documents are like all the information. Okay, let me take for instance, I'm applying for a leave, or let me say I'm applying for a sick leave now. What I need to show my HR or proof that I'm actually sick is maybe medical report or stuff like that. So this is where the document comes to. So I just put documents here. So this place here, this place stands for sub-process. That means there are other process inside this process itself. So for this one here, there are other process inside of it. It's called a sub-process. There are other process inside of it. So I have to create a hyperlink for the sub-process. So I click on the sub-process, I come to process, I create a new, let me name this one organogram first. Let me name this as flow. Let me say flow process. Flow process. Let me name this one sub-process. Sorry. Sub-process. So this is a process. So the sub-process, let me just add the first one, yeah, the second one, yeah, and the third one comes over here. So these are basically sub-process. So let me just try and break it down for you guys. So in this stage here, the HR has to still do some further investigation. Let's take for instance now, in my organization, we have like 3 data analysts now. And okay, let me just give you an instance. My organization, we have 2 data analysts now. If I apply for a sick leave, and the other data analyst applies for the same sick leave, the same period of time, the HR will have to do some further investigation to know, okay, is it meant to be like this or not? You get concept now. So the HR has to do further investigation. Okay, the first data analyst, is it sick? What range of time? Does it want to go for break or stuff like that? So the HR has to do some further investigation. I name this as a sub process. So I come here now. Let me just give you some connection. Let's add some connections to it. This one to here. This one to here. Okay. Let me press my escape key. Let me make this one a little bit bigger. Sorry, I know, so I'm going to do like some beautification to this, but there's not time for that because we have a lot to cover today. So I might just try and rushing through, but yeah, just try and bear with me. So let's say, yeah, she just compares information. Let's say she looks at calendar. Let's put inquiry here. Next inquiry. So let me come back to my flow here. So let me just name this one. Let me just HR sub process. This is the HR sub process. So if I click on this now, it takes me to here. It takes me here basically. So diagonal stands for decision. So this is where my HR is actually, she's a female. So this is where she makes a decision that should I go or should I stay? So now let me just put it here as HR decision. HR decision, yeah. So this is where she makes a decision of should I go or should I stay? So now you can see I brought out two flows here, 2 directional flows here. The first one here stands for no. So if she says no, a mail is being sent back to the person that filled the form. So that's mail sent back, right? So send back. If it says yes, the process goes to the MD. So basically now, what we're trying to do now, if she says no, that means when the flow comes to her, is actually when the mail comes to her, it comes as a power automated flow. Is it that she approves or she rejects? So if she approves it, the process continues and goes to the MD. If she rejects a mail, that's an email is being sent back to the person that actually applied for the leave. So let me just put let me just come here. Let me put a text here. Let's text, okay? This place. Let me say no. I'll say yes. Okay. Make it a little bigger. So yes. This. Okay. So you can see now. We still do some beautification, but I was trying to like rush it. So the next step now is this sub process now for the MD now. So I'll say MD now. MD sub process. So now what this person means now that when the HR approves of, okay, yeah, okay, I've sent her an approval, a request system for a leave or a vacation, a sick leave. If the HR looks at all conditions, if all conditions are being met, she approves it, right? So the next step, it goes to the MD. So that the MD also does the same thing now. The MD also looks at all conditions. Okay, do I have clients that time that, okay, because of the MD also has to look at the money aspect now. When I'm applying for the leave or the sick leave, is it when they will have a lot of clients or other conditions? So I'll create another sub process for the MD. So I click on the MD here. I go to process. I click on create new. It has created new. Okay, MD. Okay, yeah. So this is MD sub process, right? So now I'll do the same process I did the other time. I put a process, another process here. So basically, just trying to like the same thing, the same process the HR did, all the step the HR made, that's the same thing. All the same step the HR made, that same step the MD is also going to do. So let me just click on it. Let me just add some connections to it. I click on my connector, add it over here, and I'll add another connector here. So I don't need to label these ones. Let me just keep it. So let me just put a shape here. Let me put home. You can also search for shapes. So let me just say home. Let me drag home here. So I'm trying to create an hyperlink with an image. Let me just create an hyperlink. Open hyperlink. Hyperlink. I don't know why my hyperlink is not opening now. Wait. Click on this. Let me go to insert link. Okay. So now you can see there's an hyperlink here. So you can create an hyperlink. If you click on the first browser, this one is either you're getting information from the internet, you're getting from a local drive, but no, I have to do an hyperlink between my sheet, right? So I come to my sub address here. I click on my browse over here. So you can see now it's going to tell you, okay, where did I want to link these two? Just like you are doing, it's the same process with doing hyperlink with Excel. So you don't tell where are you linking it to. So I'm linking it to my flow process, right? So that's just all. So let me just click on zoom. So let me just zoom it to 100. I click on OK. I click on another OK. So whenever I click on this, it takes me to my flow. That's the main flow process itself. The same process, so I'll create another hyperlink also here with the home page. So just like I'm also doing the shape just like a button this time around. So I come to my insert, I click on my link, I go to my browse, I go to my 100. I also want to zoom it to 100, not something really serious like that. So let me click on the link again. It takes me here. So I think we're moving. So the next step now, when your MD has done all research, I says, okay, now the next step is your decision now. So this is where your MD makes his decision. That's MD decision, right? And the first step is if the MD says no, so the MD can either say no or say yes. So let me just put deny. Oh, yeah, deny is okay. If the MD says deny, a mail, if the MD says deny, a mail is sent to both the HR and person that filled the form. That's it. So the next step now, if the MD approves, so this one now is approve. If the MD approved, now, The next step is after the approval now, a mail is now being sent. Send mail. Your that means your request will be approved. So the last step here now is the end. So everything has to come to whatever starts has to end. So this is just end. So I'll just add some little bit of colors to this. So let us make this green. Because of time, I've been rushing all through. Just add a few here. Then make it green. Let me make the process. Let me increase the, make it bold. Let me increase the text to 11. Okay. Let me copy the format here. Copy format. Put it here also. Let me make this orange. Also, I'll make all process as orange. I'll make all process orange. Okay. So this is home. Okay, sorry. I'll make this orange, light orange. I'll increase the text to 11 and also make it bold. Make it bold. So I think this is cool. So let me just copy the format for this. Click on this. Let me copy formats. I'll copy the format, paste it here. Copy the format again. Paste it here. I'll copy the format again. I'll paste it here again. Okay, that's cool. So this place here, I'll just put the same way I did the other time. I'll add the text to this. Let me add the text. What's text? Okay, here is text. So I'll add the text here as yes. That text here as no. I can always drag this up. I can drag this. Oh, sorry. Drag this. I'll put it here. So that is cool. This is cool. Let me make the decision here. So the decision has to be yellow. Man, it has to be yellow. Yeah, make it yellow. 11. I'll make it bold. Because see now it is already becoming, you can see the beauty of it now. It's already coming out bit by bit. So okay, I think I didn't do the copy the formats and click here. So now if you notice now, okay, let me scroll down. So now this actually this is a process flow. What I did here, this is just a small explanation I gave to my HR, but she didn't really get it well. So I need another flow. This one now gives more granularity. It gives more information to the data now, the whole entire process itself. So now you can see the first step here. Oh, sorry. Okay. The first step. The first step is this. This is my first step. This okay, sorry. Is this. This is the first step here. This is where I fill my form, right? The second step, this is it here. These are the informations I pass in. These are basically the information I pass in. The third step, you can see now the thing keeps going down. The thing keeps going down, going down, going down. To get your decision, diagonal is either a yes or a no. So if a no is selected, the information is being sent back. The information is being sent back to the person that actually applied for the holiday or vacation. That your request has been denied. If it is approved, the process continues again. So now the process now moves now to the MD. Now process goes to the MD. The MD also does the same thing of your sub process. Also looks at the data, compares it. Oh, can this guy go on holiday or can he go on a sick leave by this period of time or not? So now this is why the MD makes the decision that, oh, should he go or shouldn't he go? That if it's an he or a female or a she. So the first step now is a no. If the MD says no, and an email is being sent to the HR and also being sent to the person that applied for the leave or the holiday or whatever approval person was asking for. If it is yes, the same process continues again. It goes to the approve, comes down. A mail is now being sent to the person that applied. So this mail from here Yeah, from this side now. If your MD approves, it moves from here and goes and goes and goes back to this place. This is basically how it works. So this is just the step one for today. So let's go for another one. Let me just save this. I used to save it. Okay, let me just create a new flow. Okay. So we've done it now. So let me now create, it's something they call organogram in Visio. So in my organization, our HR rep told us to create an organogram, which we did, but this is like just the basic kind of organogram, the old school kind of organogram. It's not really something nice. So, but there's something about, most people don't know that Visio can also create things like organogram. That they call it organization charts. But most times it's called org chart most times. So let's create an organogram using, or let's call it organization chart using Visio. Let me control new. I'm going to create a new one. So I go to my file. Okay. So I go to my organization chart. I'm going to create a new organogram. So you can create it from blank or using the magic wizard, but I don't want to use the magic wizard. I just want to go fast. So I'll just click on, they call this departmental organogram. Let me use this one. Okay, this one is cool. Let me use this. Okay. This one, let me minimize this. I don't need this. Oh, I can close this. I don't need it. Don't save this. Okay, this is what I need. I can delete all of this. I don't need this. I'm delete this. I'm going to delete this. I'm also going to delete this. Okay, now let me show you. So this is my Excel file. This is a data. This is my organization data now. You can see now, you can look at this table. If you look at this table, you see that there are different roles in my company. You can see that we have the digital marketer, we have the PA, we have the data analyst. We basically have different positions for different people. Different position for different people now. So I'm going to do an organogram. But I also added some dummy data. These are not actually the real data of those people, though. The person that is actually here is only Michael Olafusi. Everyone here is actually dummy data. So I'm going to create an organogram. That's an org chart with this data now. So I go to my Visio, right? So the first step is the executive. Oh, sorry. Done, manager, no. My first step is my executive. That's the general manager or whatever you call the person. That's my executive. My next step, I'm gonna make it a little bit short. So I'll just create, my next step is the manager. So I could put the manager here. Put another manager. You can place your manager on the executive. So it's gonna drop it down. So I just drag it here so to look more spacious. Is it too much? Is it so much? Is it so much? I think it's good. It's good. So now what I'm trying to do now, this is the executive, these are the departments. So I have used only 3 departments. We have the digital marketing department, we have the HR, and we have the technical department, right? But actually, I'm just trying to create it, make it small because of time and everything. The next step now, you create position. So for the let me say for the digital marketer, let me say that there's only one position there. That's it. We have only one person under the head of digital marketer, and there's also some vacancy. Let's add vacancy here. Yeah, that's cool. Let me add vacancy. Let me drag all of this down a little bit. 4 minutes. 1 minute. Drag this down. So there'll be space. Okay, I think it's making sense. Okay, it's making sense. So you can see now, okay, this side here, now let's say we have 3, let us add 3 positions to this. So let me use a let's say 3 position now. Let me carry 3 position, let me put 3 position here. And so automatically 3 position came out, right? Let's say this now, let's say we have 4 for this. So let's say, where's the 4? So you can always add multiple shapes. So just click on here, drag the multiple shapes over here. So it asks you that how many multiple shapes. So let us make it 4. So I press OK. So these 4 shapes now, 4 multiple shapes are out now. So this side here, this one is called, let us name the person as the CEO. Let me name this as the let me call it, is it HR? Should I use HR? Let me name it as digital marketer. Digital marketer. Please let me spell HR/admin. You're going to see the beauty of this very soon. Just give me some, you later appreciate this. It's just, it's just step by step. So for year, let me name this place technical / data analyst. This technical / data analyst. So let me add a personal assistant because of every MD has their own personal assistant. So I come here. So this is the personal assistant drop down here. I come here, I drag it, I put it over here. So I think it's coming out nice. So let me just create some connections now. Then put my connections from here to here, from here to here. I don't like it this way. Let me drag it like this. I think it's okay, yeah. So let's go back to the main data now. So if you notice this now, these are the different employees, these are the job roles, and these are who they report to. So you can see now, for this one now, these are the head of department. This is the head of digital marketing, the head of HR, and the head of technical. You've noticed the head of digital marketing reports who? Directly to the CEO. The head of HR and admin reports to directly to the CEO. The head of technical and data analyst report to directly to the CEO. So now look at this now. The assistant, the PA, that's personal assistant, reports only to the CEO. So the same thing. So I just drag and I put like this. This one is reporting to the CEO. See? I don't like the way the shape is coming out. I don't like it. Let's leave like that because of time and everything. Let's leave like that because of time. I don't like the way the shape is coming. Okay, that's because of time. So now y'all got the concept, right? So now I'm trying to now this is my Visio, right? I'm not trying to integrate. I'm trying to integrate now between Visio and Excel. So I'm going to try and get all the data from here. This is my Excel spreadsheet, right? I'm going to try and get the data from my Excel into Visio. So now let's go back to Visio. So I come to data. This is my data here now. You can always get data. The way we get data using the Power Query, you can say get data from the data tab in Excel. You should have a data tab here. So you can also say you can get from Excel. Let's use custom now. Let's do custom imports now. If you click on custom import, it's going to show you data selector, right? You can see the Excel, the access, the SharePoint, the SQL. There are different types of data, but using the Excel, right? So this Excel here, you click on next. So you have to browse for the spreadsheets. I think I named it as Organogram, UrBizEdge Organogram. Let me check the title. Okay, this is it here. You can always browse for it, but I don't want to really waste time. So I click on next again. So I have to do a custom select. So I come to a custom select. Do you know I'm doing a custom select? Please close. Please be fast. Okay. Do you want to do a custom select? The only thing I need from this data now is just the name, the job role, and the report to, right? So I click on. So I'm going to do a custom select. So I selected from what? Column A to C, right? So I click OK, right? So this is a custom select. I click on next. I select this. I select this. I click on next. So now this is where the important part is. It is asking for a unique identifier. The name is actually the unique identifier because there is only one name that came out. Is it a single name? The names are actually the unique part of the data. That's unique means information that comes out only once in a list of data. So the unique, everyone has a unique name. Michael, Dayo, Benny, everyone has a unique name. So, but the job role is not unique. There are multiple people that have the same job role, but the unique name are always unique. That's why I made name as unique. So next, what you click on next, then click on finish. So you notice something here now. The data from here, this is a table now. The data from here has been inserted inside your Visio now. So what analysis needs to do now? It will be drag. Now it's just a matter of drag and drop down. So if you notice something here now, the person that has empty here is Michael. Why? Because Michael is the MD. He doesn't report to anybody. You guys get it? That Michael doesn't report to anybody because he's the MD. But everybody reports to different hierarchy. Yolakpa reports to Michael. Agiama reports to Michael. Faith Levi, which is the PA, reports to Michael. Obi Ifine George reports to Michael. You get? Those are the heads of department. The head of the department reports to their boss above. So the next step now is I click on Michael. I just drag him over here. You can see Michael Olafusi. So I don't need to just waste time. So let me see for digital marketing. Who is digital marketing? Digital marketing is Agiama. Okay, as Agiama. Okay, yeah, Agiama. HR is, I think I named it as Dolapo. Yeah, HR is Dolapo. Obi Ifeanyi. George. Okay, nice. So you can see now their names. Sorry, this thing might not look beautiful enough because of I'm actually rushing today because of time and everything. We're limited by time and everything. But if I've taken more time, I would have shown you more to it. So the next one now is Faith Levi. Faith Levi, she's the PA, so she reports directly to who? Michael Olafusi. So who is under digital market? We report to okay. So Obi reports to this. So this guy, this one reports to digital marketing. She person here, Obi Oko reports to what's her name? Agiama. So the vacancy, let us put the vacancy. This is a vacancy here. So this place is still vacant. There's no body as occupied space. So let me look for everyone that reports to Dollar Paul. Okay, this one reports to Dollar Paul. Reports to Dollar Paul. Reports to Dollar Paul. Reports to Dollar Paul. So you can see their names now. Their names, their title. So I'll also put that type. I don't want to waste time. So this one reports to. So okay. See, reports to Obi, right? Reports to Obi. Reports to Obi. Okay, let me put one more. Reports to Obi. So I can always put that title, but due to time and everything, I don't really want to waste time on this. So I can always close this. You can always create a subsection also. You can click on your data. You can always create a, what is the subsection? Okay, so you can create a layer. You can always create a layout to this, but because of time and everything, we won't really go into that today. So let me just make, I think is make it. So now you can just click here. I can put a title as just digital marketer. You can see now you can just be putting a title and everything, but due to time and everything, we really do that today. So what I want to do now, I'm going to save this. I'm going to show you how to integrate. Is it integrate now? Let me use the word. Let me also how to integrate your Visio into your Power BI. I know if you know how to use Power BI, right? So I want to show you how to put Visio into Power BI. And also one new feature that you guys don't know is that Visio now is now available in Excel. Let me also put a new tab here, but it's still under development. So I don't really advise people to use it now. So it's because it's still under development. So if you come on Insert, this is a new sheet in Excel. You come on Insert, you go to Get Add-ins. It's an add-in now in Excel. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's loading. So if I search for Visio now, Visio is actually, it's a new add-in now in Excel, but it's still under development. You can see, because I see the star rating is very, very low, just 2 star, because people, it's still under development. It's not really something people use a lot in Excel, but other people prefer using a Visio or the Visio app and they integrate it with Excel or with Power BI or any other software. But for this, you can see that Visio is also available as an add-in in Excel. But let me just show you now. So if you click on, I've already added mine already. It's already inside part of my add-in. So this is it here. I've already added it as my part of my. So just click on my Visio here. It's going to load. It's loading. It's loading. So let me just create a cross-functional. Okay. See, let me just create a cross. So you can see you can create what the cross-functional process I did the other time. You can also do it also in Visio. Just click on this. You can see to load. Voila, you can see this. You can see the beauty of this now. All the things we did drawing from Visio can also be done here by Excel now. Okay. So you can also use Visio for Excel itself, but I don't really for this one now. It's still under development, so Microsoft is still they have not really perfected this yet. So most of our advice is to still use a Visio for your normal Visio and integrate it with Excel. You get the concept. So now let me show you how to use Visio now in Power BI. So let me go back to my Visio, the one I did the other time. This is it here, right? This is it. Is this okay? Yeah, I think this is it. Okay, yeah, this is it. So I will save it. I want to save to OneDrive. I'll save to OneDrive. Save to OneDrive. Okay. I don't know why. Name does. Now Visio. Webinar Visio. Save. Okay. So I've saved this here, right? So what I do next is I go to my OneDrive now. So I come to my browser, I open a new, I say OneDrive for business. So let me check. Webinar. Okay, this is it here. How many minutes ago was this? Yeah, okay, this is it here. So this is my Visio, right, for online. This OneDrive for business, right? So you click on this, it opens. So this is the Visio I've been working on, right? This is just a small diagram. It's not something. Let me try and add legend to this. I didn't add legend. Let me add legend. So it makes more sense. Where can I add legend? Because in data, yeah, it's at legends. Okay. Okay. So I think it automatically reflects here. Should reflect here. Yeah. Okay. Now the legend has reflected here. Now this is my legend over here. So now the next step. Now I open my Power BI, right? So I start Power. Okay. My Power BI is already here. I click on my Power BI. So I'm not showing you guys the different possibilities of using Visio. You can use Visio on both your Excel. You can also use it on your Power BI itself. So sorry, I'm actually rushing, guys. Today's session is so short. So this when you open your, I'm sure everybody knows how to use Power BI, but for those that don't know how to use it, this is when you open your Power BI. This is just the home page. You have the dashboard. You have the table over here. You have the relationship tab. But let's start from here. So you click. If you want to bring your Visio, the same way we brought Visio in Excel. So it's also almost the same way we bring Visio in Power BI. So you click on it. There's a 3 dot over here. That's for more visual. So you click on this. You get more visual. So okay. So I search for visual. Visual. This one has 3 stars. It's fair enough. So I'm going to add my visual now to my. And before you can search for visual on Power BI, you have to have like Office 365 account, like all this paid account, maybe like an e-subscription or something. So I'm using my company's subscription. So you just go to get it now. I get it now. It's going to be added to my. Just wait, it's loading. It's loading. Okay, successful. Okay, now so this visual here, right? So the next step, I have to get those data. So the next what I have to do now, I'm going to get this data from my Excel. This Excel data, this data that is here, my employee data here, this data here, I'm going to get it also inside my Power BI. So I'm going to import this data now. So I go to my Power BI again. I get data from Excel. UrBizEdge organization here. I click here. It's going to load. It's going to open the Power Query site for me. Most of you that use Power Query in, what do you call it? Most of you that use Power Query in this thing, what's the name? In Excel, you will know how to use Power. That means if you are used the Power Query in Excel, definitely Power BI will be very easy for you to use. So let me say employee. So it's loading. It's loading. It's loading. Okay. So let me just drop. Let me just do some little bit of transformation. Transformation basically means you're trying to like edit your data. So you can see. So what I also want to do, I also want to drop this. I don't need the dates. Let me just drop this. Let's remove this. I think I'm okay with all of this. So let me just close and load. It's going to close and load for me. It's closing and load. It's closing. May have less than 7 minutes more. Wow. So it's closing and loading. So the next step now is I'll go and get my Visio now. This is my Visio here, right? Cool, right? So for this employee, you remember I told you that the names are what? The unique identifier, right? So I put the name as my unique identifier, and let me say job as my value. But this time around now, it's in this a URL. So I go to my, remember my Visio for online, which is here. I'll copy the URL for this. It's actually a SharePoint URL. I copy it. I go back to my Power BI and I paste the URL here and I connect it. Please work, please work, please work. It's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Voila, it's worked. So you can see now, let me just drag it a little bit so it makes it bigger. You can see now that all the things we did, just imagine now, so what we try to do now. From Visio, we created a organization chart, right? We integrated it with what? Excel to get the data. From that same Visio, we took it to SharePoint. From SharePoint, we also brought it to Power BI. You can see how everything is connected. That's why Microsoft are actually really doing a lot right now in the aspect of data. Like they're really doing a lot. So you can see now you can just made a multi connection now. So let me just create a little chart. Let's back up, please. Let me try if I can reduce this. Okay, yeah, can reduce this. Okay, let me create a. Let me make a column chart here. Let me create a column chart here. Let me say let me make the axis the job description. Let me make the name. The name will be the name should be the values. It will be count. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is so let me make the report to as the legend. So voila, this makes more sense. So you can see now, these are the legend. Now you can see I made report to as the legend, right? You can see Michael Lafusi is purple. You remember from here, the way we did it for Visio here, how many people report to Michael? 1, 2, 3, 4. The PA reports to Michael. The head of each department all reports to Michael, right? So now if you come here now, you can see that many people report to Michael. That Michael is the purple color, right? You can see one person from Data Analyst, one person from Digital Marketing, one person from HR, and the PA. Those are people that report to Michael, right? Also, if you notice here also now, for the digital marketing, how many people report to her? So where's the digital market star? She is yeah, Up is blue, yeah, dark blue. So only one person reports to her. You can see only one person. So you can see this just gives you how would I put, there's so much possibilities in using Visio, Power BI, Excel. Now we're trying to like interconnect all our processes from Excel from Visio to Excel to OneDrive to SharePoint to Power BI. You can see the beauty of Visio and the beauty of what Microsoft are trying to achieve right now. So I think thank you for today. So I'll take your question. I'm done for today's section, everyone.
Wow. This is when I saw the topic and I was like, are you sure this is not something that in 20 minutes you'll be done? And you said the time will be enough. I at first didn't really believe, but now I can see what you are saying. So there are some questions already, and I want to say a shout out to Brian. It's an honor to see that you joined us today. You know. So let me read out the questions in the order that I'm seeing them in the chat box. And if you have any questions, you can, once I'm done reading the people who have asked, you can decide to unmute and ask yours. And if you want to type it, the choice is yours. So,
okay, sorry, I've seen Brian's question about image. You can also add image. Because of time, I didn't do that. So let's take for instance now. Michael, should I go? Michael,
yeah.
let me show you. Let me show you do the. Okay, I'm not sharing. Let me share my screen again. Sorry, because of time, I was actually rushing.
Okay, maybe question so people even know what it is you are trying to do. So Brian said, really interesting. If you had image URL fields for each employee, could you add photos in each entry of the organizational chart?
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do now. So I didn't do that because of time. So now this is picture, right? So change picture.
It's even looking a bit.
Where is Visio?
Do you have any photo?
Yeah, I've done it already. So this is Michael, right? So because of time, I was actually rushing. I didn't. So
there's one other question. When you're done with this, we ask.
Okay, no problem. Let me just rush and do that. So let me make this person. I'm scared of my masquerade. That's my favorite picture. HR, which should as HR? Give me Benny. Okay, and this. So you can also add more pictures. That's just the idea. But due to time, I was actually rushing. I totally forgot. It's totally skipped my mind. So okay, I'm listening, Michael.
Okay, so Jerry asked, I think his question even came really early into the session, like when you are half of the session. So he asked that, when do you use this process diagram flow? So I think
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Okay, let us give it the first process. My first experience using the process diagram was when I was in the oil and gas. I was in the gas company, it's an NGC company. So if you are doing things that have to do with different steps, different levels, like let's take for instance, I don't know if you heard about control systems and control what I call it, basically control, automation and control. There is a lot of flow process. A lot. They tell okay, from this step to this step, this is the verb. From this step to this step, this is the relays. From this step to this step, this is the contacts. So anything that has to do with different flows, like different, like let me give an instance, like different processes. Let's take for instance now, like the way let me give an instance like single line diagram. If you have been to a electrical switch yard, there are different steps. They tell okay, this is from the transformer. After the transformer, I go to the circuit breaker. After the circuit breaker, goes to the cycle transformer to the voltage transformer. So there are different steps. Anything that has to do with steps, that has to do with flow. Like okay, if you are sending, let me take for instance, I'm sending my message now on WhatsApp now from okay, let me give an instance now. Communication system now. Yeah. There's what they call encryption and there's what they call decryption. That's cryptography. Yeah, cryptography. So that's more of the art of encrypting and decrypting. So if I send a message from my phone, the first step is what? This thing is being encrypted, right? So the thing goes to it's when the thing is being sent to the next person. That's the first step now. It's been decrypt. It's been encrypted. Sorry, it's been encrypted. It goes to the next. It goes through different processes till it gets to the final person. When it gets to the final person, it is now what is being decrypted. I can read the message. So anything that has to do with different processes, different steps, uses flow diagram. Just use flow diagram. I know. Did I answer the question?
I see some other people in our midst too. I'm sure they even have a lot of interesting experience with this. So anybody wants to maybe make a comment? I don't want to call names first, otherwise I'll call some names. One of them has disappeared. He's like an organ in one of these manufacturing companies involved in. He's like a project manager. I'm sure he knows a lot about maybe some.
There are so many possibilities, but I just had to rush through because of it's a 1 hour. Yeah.
I'm just even saying, are there people who want to, you want to say something, you want to comment? It doesn't have to be a question. We can ask for any addition from anyone. Have you had an interesting use, or have you gotten an idea from what we've discussed today that you're like, you're going to try this out? And it's just nice to share so others too can maybe benefit, or more importantly, me, I want to even see if there are some other interesting ways to combine this to do something, not so. Most people want to do this. You don't think of Visio, you don't think of all these different tools.
Yeah.
Ideas around connecting them. Anyone wants to say something?
Someone is up. Adebolu.
Yeah, please, you can unmute your mic and you can unmute and.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, so I'm not actually familiar with all this Visio and stuff. I only know about PowerBI, but it is nice to know about this and to know about the possibility. I've been seeing this link for a while, but I've never joined before. But it was posted, I think, last week on the Data Science Nigeria group, and I said, let me join. So that's why I'm here today. And sincerely, it is fantastic to know about these possibilities, about these things that can happen. Although it is overwhelming for me that I've not
Sorry.
tired of Flowchart, all those, but I still stayed behind to okay, let me continue to check and see. So it is really nice, and it is nice that you are doing these things for free and you are trying to teach others. Sincerely, it is nice. So just keep doing it. And if there are lower, let me say, would I call it lower courses now, or intermediate courses too, for some of us that have not reached this expert stage, it will be nice also. So thank you very much, and thank you to the moderator and to Temidayo and to everybody that joined. And
Thank you too, and we're happy you came. So I also see marvelous. You say the ideas of system analysis and design coming back. I'm very new to analytics too. Thank you so much for the awesome session. We appreciate. And this week we have a very interesting announcement to us. Please also check the chat box. I've dropped the link. Let me share my screen. I've dropped the link for you to please give a feedback. Your feedback is twofold. When you click on the link, is a very one page, like I think 3 questions are what we're asking you. Just rate the session, read feedback about the session, and suggestions, because that's really where we can improve. And we have very big announcement to make. And that announcement is we now have sponsors that have agreed to sponsor. Like, we've had different categories of sponsors right now. Some will still join. For Excel, I think we have just one sponsor who, Midna Tracy, she's going to give one lucky member in the community. We're trying to agree how we'll get about picking the winner, but it's not today. But I'm announcing ahead. So she's going to give her course. She's the queen of dashboards. That's what I call her. Because if you ever try to search for dashboards in Excel, you are going to definitely come across Midna. I think I even still have her name. But anyway, I can always bring it up again. So she's going to give one lucky winner access to our course. Then the main one, which we even have, I'm happy that there's Brian in the house, for Power BI. So if you are not yet actively joining the Power BI, this is another reason why you might want to take it more seriously, especially if you already do Excel. So for the Power BI community, I'm going to drop the link. We have 2 sponsors right now, but the major sponsor is Enterprise DNA. So Enterprise DNA has been very generous to, let me pull up. For me, even before the whole sponsorship conversation started, I've been benefiting from Enterprise DNA in terms of when I search for things, I come across the, what is it, this VU3. So I come across a lot of resources from them that I use. So it was really a huge thing when they agreed to sponsor us. And guess what? They're giving each week a member from our community is going to win the complete access to the entire learning suite. So in fact, not just the learning suite the courses alone, but also their analyst hub. You can, let me drop the link so you can look up Enterprise DNA. So they are our official sponsor for the Power BI one. And I want to make the announcement first. So the winners won't be coming out this week. The announcement, we want to make it to everybody ahead. So this week will be announcing it. But remember, I said this is for the Power BI community. So let me give you, in case you've not been attending actively, then this is an opportunity for you to learn and earn as you win. So you are now getting extra motivation to join, partake, and you will get a chance to be one of the winners of the entire day. What they are offering is going to be something valued at I can't remember the exact amount, but about $2,000+ is what you're going to be getting, as a gift. In the actual value if you are to buy it yourself. So that's a very good news, and I'm happy that they are not just supporting us, they are also, see, Brian is here, he's the CFO, Brian Julius. If you look in the chat, you'll see he even asked a question. So it's this is their passion. This is what they like doing, and they are very excited to also extend their offers to us in this side of the globe. So that's one announcement I've been sharing with the other community members. We're going to announce also again in the Power BI. So make sure we even have an interesting topic coming up by 6 p.m. on Power Virtual Agents chatbots. So Ifeanyi is going to do some magic for us. Again, we'll make the announcement, but the first winner is not going to come out this week. So from next week is when we start picking the winners. So everyone gets a fair chance. They are all aware ahead, and we make the sponsorship announcement. So thank you to everyone who has joined today. I don't know if again anyone wants to make a comment. Have you gone ahead to fill the feedback form? Let me click on it so you see what comes up. Like I said, it's just a very 3 questions and 2 ratings, and so it's just very easy and quick to fill it, and that way we get some feedback from you. I'm going to wrap up the session now. Yeah, Brian, I see what you've written. Thanks a lot. We, as my friend teacher says, merci beaucoup, merci infiniment. That's how I said it. Thanks infinitely. Merci mille fois. So, and we're very, very grateful. It's a very big one. And that's why I want to make the announcement to everybody first, so that everyone gets a fair chance, equal chance at winning it. So we have come to the end of today's session. And thank you very much to everyone who has joined. I hope you've picked up 1 or 2 things from today's session. And you again join us next week. So thank you and have a nice
guys.
Week. Yes. Bye-bye. Thanks to our presenter, to Temi. He's done a very wonderful job. I couldn't ever laugh when he said, "This, please work." He was begging Power BI. Okay, so bye everyone. And see you again.